ladies and gentlemen. Here I am at the new World Trade Center 1. Just get a sense of how big this building is. Lay back here. I mean, my viewfinder's not very good, but okay, from this vantage point, I can't even see the top, and I'm in this bright light. I can't even see what I'm filming. But let's go from full zoom. I mean, the top, as far as I can see from here, goes to a complete point. Wow. Okay, I've heard, I asked the doorman on the inside, I said, this is not the original site of World Trade Center 1. I'll go there in a second, but before I do, I'll go around the corner here and show you where the World Trade Center 7 was, according to him. Okay, that building right there in the center of the screen is the new World Trade Center 7, according to the guy, the doorman. And it goes up quite high, but as you can see the top of it. The original one was 50 some odd stories and came down at free fall speed late in the afternoon. Was not hit by an airplane, but comes down in free fall speed just into its own footprint after having just a few office fires in it. And if you believe that the office fires caused that to collapse, I've got some land in some swampland in Florida I'd like to sell you. Okay, and let's go see where World Trade Center 1 originally was. So it's a little pricey to get it up to the top. Standing view is $39. No, thank you, but this is pretty cool. I'm just going to use the restroom inside the World Trade Center 1, and this is the way to it. It's like a futuristic movie. This is otherworldly. Pretty cool down here. This is probably below the original site of the World Trade Center. Once again, this is pretty cool. And you can get the view out the top of the high rises up above here. Oh wow. This is wild. And here's a cool Apple store. No Apple logo anywhere, which is strange, but they're advertising the iPhone 11. This is a view from the other side. Okay, perfect. Sounds good, brother. Okay, so I'm guessing that is the upstairs to where I just was. Or maybe over here, maybe over there, where those fins are. I guess this is the new World Trade Center 1 building right there. You can actually see the top now. I'm thinking that must be the old World Trade Center 7. And right here in this empty space is where the old World Trade Center 1 was, I'm believing. The World Trade Center 2, I'm not 100% sure. Some neat buildings down there. Almost looks like a castle. You see some gargoyles over the top. This is pretty amazing here. All the names of people that died here. And in these waterfalls, to me, kind of bring back to recollection of the falling of those buildings. First fall, and then the second fall, straight down. That is, oh gosh. Okay, so I got the scoop on this finally from an older lady who was working for the museum. This is the site of Tower 2, the South Tower, right here. And these are World Trade Centers 3 and 4 and so on over here. But, oops. But this pond pool that I'm about to go to is the site of Tower 1, right over here. The original Tower 1. And here's the site of the original Tower 1. Okay, so the exact same kind of pool. Right here. Okay, so that right there is the new Tower 1 and Building 7. The new Building 7 is right there, as I said earlier. We're just looking at it from a different angle. And here's the entrance to the museum in this building here that I can, it's hard to see through the trees here. That's what I was walking underground below this. Spectacular views. Oh, the building to the museum. Here we go. The National September 11th Memorial Museum. Almost looks like it's a building that's fallen on its side, which is a little bit deceptive because this thing it fell on its own footprint. Airplanes flying by, which is just kind of a little unsettling. There's yet another entrance to the World Trade Center. Everything around here is called the World Trade Center, but it's hard to understand exactly what stood where originally. Now I'm about to make my way back to my hotel for a little rest. But in Lower Manhattan, the World Trade Center, walking back now. I think I might make my way up the east side. I'm most familiar with the west side, but let's see what we can find on the east side. Okay, so there's the situation. The 9/11 Memorial Museum, so those two pools, okay, these two represent the original towers, South Tower and the North Tower, Tower 1, Tower 2. There's the museum, Oculus, where is it? Oculus, this funky building here. Now the New World Tower 2, New World Tower 1, PAC, I don't know what that stands for, and then World Trade Center 7, which is being rebuilt. Now, interesting, I've got to go see this Greek Orthodox church, this Cedar Street, and see if I can find that cedar or that tree that Jonathan Cohen refers to in his Harbinger. Okay, this is looking from behind the Greek Orthodox Church, which looks like it's been covered in plastic. Not sure what's going on. And what used to be Cedar Street must be a street that is just that it used to be there. And I'm imagining this famous tree that Jonathan Cohen was talking about is either no longer in existence or taken. Yeah, was it taken down, knocked down, burned down? Down there is Battery Park. I don't know if I have the energy locked on. Let me see what's around here first. This is Cedar Street. It goes in here and goes behind the Greek Orthodox Church. So let me walk up these stairs and see what I can see. The sphere that I'm about to show you was artwork donated or located in the plaza of the World Trade Center. It was recovered from the rubble. And I'm wondering if the damage was done at that point or what. Interesting. And it's right next to the Greek Orthodox Church, which is covered in plastic. I can't figure out. Could it be that these are the new cedars planted in their place, i.e. the new World Trade Center? You notice there's a bunch of cedars in this little plaza here. I think these are cedar. I'm not sure. I would confirm that. Okay, the Anne Frank tree, dedicated. I'm not sure which one is the Anne Frank tree. So this is apparently what this is going to be, the Greek Orthodox National Shrine. It's probably just not complete yet. This is what it's going to be. Where probably the church was destroyed. That was on this property. I don't know. You can see that sphere. You can see a sphere there. Yeah, the damage. There's the original sphere in front of the World Trade Centers, or the basement, plaza. And then what we saw over there was the damaged one that was found in the rubble. Oh, look at that one. And right near Battery Park. I don't know what building that is, so I'll walk over there a little bit later. And have to cross this last street to get to Battery Park, which is the tip of Manhattan. There's an ice cream truck, just like on King of Queens. Now the music stops. Okay, here goes the music. Yeah, it's just like the truck Doug was driving on King of Queens. Now, why do these people feel the need to exercise in this place in front of everybody? I'm not quite sure. Okay, there's the Statue of Liberty out there. Let's see it. And again, it's somewhat slight coming off the water. I can't see anything in my viewfinder. You can see the Statue of Liberty out there. So I'm at the tip of Manhattan. Over here, I believe Ellis Island up here. Those are statues. And here's the view from the tip of Manhattan up, looking at the World Trade Center 1, the new World Trade Center 1. Now I can see why it came to a point. I've been looking at that corner there. It goes to a point. Manhattan is amazing. It is amazing, that is for sure. Just right next to Battery Park here, there are some still tall buildings right up the edge. Now I'm going to see if I can walk up the eastern side. Here we have the U.S. Customs House out of the building at the tip of Manhattan I was talking about. And that door over there said the American Indian Museum, or National Museum of the American Indian. Bankruptcy court, okay. Okay, now I'm walking east towards the East River. What in the world are these? Oh, those are blockades, I guess. Judging from some of these, I might be in the beginning of Chinatown, I'm not sure. But I've got some shade because I'm on a street that goes east-west. It's just kind of nice. Beautiful day today. Now I'm going to head north a bit on Broad Street. This street looks interesting. I wanted to go further over the river, but I'm feeling it's going to be cold over there on the water. If this gets boring, I'll ease my way over there. Oh, okay, so this is the financial district. All these, how close these buildings are. That's cool. Here's the Broad Exchange. I don't know if that's a functioning stock exchange or not, but I think up here we have the Wall Street Stock Exchange. I think that's yeah. Okay, so here's the New York Stock Exchange. New York Stock Exchange. So this is Federal Hall, birthplace of American democracy. Actually, we're a republic, but don't tell anyone. And there is a famous church right there. You don't see what the church that is. That's pretty cool looking. Here's down this way. We've got the East River down that way. First, let me go down to this church and see what church that is. It's supposed to be old blue down. Well, this place served as the sub-treasury from the days of Lincoln. And here we are, and so there's no tours offered today, but quite an interesting building. This is Trinity Church. In fact, I think this is the church that Jonathan Kahn was referring to. It's just practically kitty corner from World Trade Centers. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. It's amazing. This is pretty cool. See if I can recognize any of the names of the graves. So, the Trinity Church. I believe that's the stock exchange behind that. Interesting. There's the American Stock Exchange right behind. Okay, I guess Cedar Street goes even further west, or east, over here to this side, on the back side of the World Trade Center building. I'm not sure which one that would be, but probably building 4 or 5. No, 4, I think. Here we have a little park with, it looks like it's full of cedars. And a nice little park here. Oh, across the street. A nice little place to eat your lunch. We're approaching 5 o'clock and everybody's starting to leave work, I guess, on this Thursday afternoon. Here we are at Liberty Street, walking towards, walking north. towards my hotel. And actually, I wanted to get further east and explore over there, but let's see. And now we're here at Fulton Street. Ah, maybe this is the chapel that Jonathan Conway's referring to. This is St. Paul's Chapel, and it's literally right behind the site of the Twin Towers. Let's see if there's any old cedars here. I wish I was more of an arborist, but I don't know what kind of trees these are. And they don't look that old, but fairly old. I mean, if this is the church he was referring to, there's that cool oculus or whatever it's called. Looks like a big kind of a fish or something coming out of the water. Big sea urchin or something. That's pretty cool. This is, let's see, Broad Angled Street is Park. Now I'm on Broadway looking down towards Tip. And I'm walking northwest right now. Let's see what Park looks like. Park Street. Bob Gavin. Is that? Oh, Park Row. It doesn't lead to much. So I'm going to go this way. Cool architecture right there. I know what building that was. And this building, I wish I knew what that was. I don't have the energy to walk all over Manhattan in one day, but even right in front of me. NYU. And that road is Park Place, directly from your Monopoly board, I would think. Interesting building. It has a tunnel under it. I think that goes to one of the bridges. Brooklyn Bridge? I think that goes to Brooklyn Bridge. Oh. I'm going to cross over here. That was Chambers Street right there. Chambers Street. So I was heading north on Broad, and I decided to take a turn east, right on Canal Street. There was a McDonald's with a Chinese sign. Bian Tong Tumpling Roll. Anyways, I don't know how you read that in Chinese. I'm wondering if I just entered Chinatown. I don't know. Oh no, there is a McDonald's sign on the front door. Yes, so I've definitely entered Chinatown, and we're crossing Center Street, going east, and this is Center Street, heading north, heading south. See what I find. Chinatown. Okay, so I turned left on, now heading north again on Baxter Street. Looked like a quaint little street, so I thought I'd head up here, and we find ourselves at the Shrine of San Gennaro, Most Precious Blood Church. Shrine of the Most Precious Blood. You know, maybe that would be, but this is a nice little quaint little street. Kind of reminds me of Seinfeld, where the street that they lived on, but still part of Chinatown. I turned right again, and we are definitely in the heart of Chinatown. Interesting streets. A little bit of hill heading towards the east side, and now we're entering a little Italy, I guess. Casabella. Okay, Little Italy. Interesting. Leaving Chinatown. Entering Little Italy, right? Oh, this is a quaint street. Very nice. Okay, this is Mulberry Street. I'm going to turn left here and head north again. Little Italy. Interesting. Way in the distance, you can see the Empire State Building. There we go. This would be 34th Street. Well, I'm way south of that. I am approaching Grand Street, so I haven't got to the point where they start counting the streets, I think. Okay, here's some license plates from Little Italy. Forget about it. This is nice atmosphere. Reminds me of where Javi lived. Okay, I've crossed Kenmare, and I'm going to head north here in a second. And it said Soho, so I think I must have entered Soho, which means south of what, Houston Avenue? Sorry, south of Houston. Très intéressant. New York. York Nouveau. Okay, I jumped one more street eastward. Now heading north again on this tree line street. Very nice. Look at these cars. It's just armpit to armpit on these cars trying to get out of the city. Okay, so here is the Houston, one of the wider streets going east and west. So south of Houston, I'm just leaving NoHo now, north of Houston. I don't think that's what it's called, but I'm leaving Soho and I'm going NoHo. Let's see where it leads. Looks like that is a dead end or a T, so I will go up to another north-south road, going further east on Houston. Let's review South of Houston, Soho. North of Houston, NoHo. I don't know if there's NoHo. Okay, now I'm heading further north. On the next street, this street didn't have a name on it, but that is a lie. Soho Cleaners, that is a lie. This is north of Houston. Should be NoHo Cleaners. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Looking for Jerry and Elaine to come pouring out of, and Kramer to come down out of one of these houses here. Okay, so that was Elizabeth Street that I didn't have a name on. I just turned right further east again on Bleacher, coming up to another big street that goes east and north and south. What would this be? What would it be? Bowery Street. I am only made it to East 4th Street, so West 3rd Street is where the blue note is, so that's way downtown. That'd be over that way, and then one street further south, but yeah, this is Bowery still. And then it looks like it divides up here into a huge street that goes straight up north. Let's see which way to go. Took that fork in the road to the right, heading north. I find myself on Cooper Street. Coming up on Ray's Pizza here, because that's what Ray does, is pizza. So on the east side, I'm just barely east. There seems a lot more upscale here. This little National Nurse Club right there. Gramercy Park, I think, across there. A little more upscale on the east side. My gut tells me nice little Halloween motif going there. I'm on Gramercy Street, I guess. Okay, I'm finally making my way back to where I started. I didn't start filming this morning, but walking up Broadway, just at 33rd Street. I think the next street is the Empire State Building, but I will not turn right there, but Broadway, boys, that's what Ray does when he's in New York. Oh, I'm exhausted. I've been walking since about before noon. It's now almost 7. Stopped for 2 short little bites to eat, and then I was in a panic. Oh, there's the Empire State Building right there. Looking beautiful tonight. And then I was in a panic looking for somewhere to build a bathroom, and finally I dove into a McDonald's and I was able to claim frequent flyer status there, and even though I didn't need to buy anything. So, here we go. Somebody's dancing over here. We gotta be near Times Square. I guess this is technically Times Square. Maybe not. Maybe it's further out. But we're heading that way. So where it splits again. 6th Avenue goes that way. Broadway goes this way. Okay, we're still on Broadway. Now I think I'm coming up on Times Square here in a minute. I'm about to cross 41st Street. Times Square. 41st Street here. I suppose.